What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today I want to talk about a very common, painful, annoying, and oftentimes scary symptom of anxiety, and that is muscle tension. Okay? It causes a lot of symptoms of anxiety. If you've been around this channel for quite some time, you've probably heard me say that I believe, my opinion, my personal 2 cents from somebody that's recovered is that muscle tension is responsible for roughly 90% of the symptoms that we deal with. At least that was my case, all right? It causes a lot of secondary symptoms that you may not actually be aware of. So I'm gonna touch on a few of those and also some of the common symptoms that you're dealing with, that I dealt with, my experience, my story. Then I'm gonna give you some tips towards the end to help your situation out. So you wanna make sure that you watch this whole video, stick around to the end. That's where some of the tips and the value are gonna be given. But the first part is just letting you know that you are not alone. That's super important at the beginning, is just knowing that somebody else experienced what you are experiencing. That's how recovery started for me, finding out, wow, I'm not the only one. Okay? But you know what time it is? Smash the like button down below. If you're ready to kick anxiety in the butt, leave me a comment down there. Let me know your experience with muscle tension. I know everybody has different situations, different experiences, different stories. Also, leave advice and tips down there as well. What helped you with your muscle tension, all right? I'm curious. The audience is curious, all right? So let us know down below in the comment section. So for me, guys, you've heard the story, so I'm gonna be a little bit brief about it, about how my anxiety started, but it's important with this video because that's when my muscle tension started. It started in my chest, okay? The first 2.5 years of my anxiety was really centered around my chest, my heart. I had cardiophobia. You know, another way of saying that is heart anxiety. Started with my first panic attack that lasted 6 hours. High heart rate, high blood pressure, numbness, tingling, numbness especially on my left side, tremor, shaking. I had pretty much every symptom of anxiety in those 6 hours, all right? So that really affected me. And then something really scary happened and my chest started to hurt really bad. It was crushing pain here. So what did I do? Jumped on Google, typed all this in. I was like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack at the age of 20. So that started this long journey. So that's where my muscle tension started. And guess what, guys? That panic attack was so intense and it lasted for 6 hours that my chest pain was chronically there for the next 3 weeks. It never went away. It didn't go anywhere. It stayed there constant. Now, there were many times during my anxiety and my cardiophobia that it would pop up and then go away, pop up and go away. But this point in the beginning, that first attack was so crazy that the amount of tension that built up, and I know some of you know what I'm talking about. It may not be here in the chest area, but it could be in your arms, your legs, your back. It was so intense that it stayed with me for 3 weeks after. Really didn't matter what I did. If I tried to be positive, if I tried to do this or do that, it stuck around. So that's one of the sucky things. And I'll be honest, it's a sucky aspect of muscle tension sometimes. If you let it go on without addressing it and trying to combat it pretty quickly, it can really get a hold of you and last for a long time. So that was the first issue that I had with my muscle tension. It was chest pain. So it'd be up high, it'd be low, it'd be to the right, it'd be to the left. And of course, especially when it was on the left side or the center, I would freak out even more. So I had chest pain everywhere, radiating, shooting, sharp, dull, crushing, you name it. Okay, so that was my first big symptom, which was, you know, I guess you could say a secondary symptom. It's more specific of the muscle tension. Next thing that I started to notice, guys, it started going down my arms. All right, and then it would go to my legs. So I would have shooting pains. I would just have tightness. I would have the leg pain. And the leg pain, guys, you know how it is. I'm gonna pick you up for a second. Just like wobbly whenever you walk. They call those wobbly or jelly legs, all right? That's just from the tension building up and lasting for a long time. It can lead to some muscle weakness, and not what you're thinking, like chronic muscle weakness. It's just imagine this is what's happening, especially if you're having a panic attack, you're in survival mode, you're running or fighting for your life. So if you do that, especially for hours, don't you think your muscles are gonna be tired, all right? It's like you ran a marathon or something. And that would be scary. I was like, oh my God, what's going on with my body? Am I having a stroke, or am I having something wrong neurologically? What disease do I have? So it freaked me out even more. I know picking up something like, what do we got here? We got this little vase. I could pick up something like this. It's not very heavy. And it would feel like I was just gonna give out, that I was gonna drop it. And that's just from the chronic, constant tension that I would get in my arms, and I would get that in my legs. So I would have some tightness, shooting pains, again, dull, crush, all those types of pains that I kind of would deal with my chest. I started getting them all over my body because my anxiety was getting worse. It was spreading. It wasn't just here. The next thing that happened to me, guys, and a lot of you deal with this, and my heart goes out to you, and that's this bad boy back here. It's our back. We have back pain. Now, after a few months of my anxiety getting worse, I started to notice this. I would wake up in the morning, and the first 3 hours, my back would hurt as if I slept on a pile of bricks. Not neatly stacked bricks, okay? A pile of bricks, and I just laid, sacrificed right there in the middle on top, all right? There was nothing wrong with my mattress. It was just from the tension that I would deal with, from panicking all night, tossing and turning, and the subconscious is really, really alive at night, so my anxiety was still there, and I would wake up with this intense tightness, and it would last probably 2 to 3 hours before I could stretch some of it out, and I would deal with that. But then I had this problem that would last all throughout the day, and that was these burning sensations on my back. If you've seen some of my old videos, I've kind of mentioned it. The best way to describe it is if somebody's like burning you with like a cigarette on your back in different spots. It would be that intense. So I would have these knots that would pop up all over my back. If I was around my girlfriend at the time, or if I had a buddy or something, I'd try to ask them, hey, can you rub this knot out for me real quick, I didn't have money to get a daily massage, and that's what it would have taken, guys. Like, one of the tips I would give at the end is like, if you're rich, get a daily massage, but if you're not, that can add up pretty quickly. And before I move on, I want to show you the intensity of my muscle tension, and also, I guess, highlight the importance of stretching. There was a point where I got fed up, and this is before I had my last breakthrough that ended my cardiophobia. I was going to attempt to do some jump roping. So I worked up the courage, I went to the garage, and I got 3 hops in, and then my whole lower back felt like it just fell out. At the age of freaking 21, man, I'm supposed to be getting close to my prime. I'm in my youth, I'm supposed to be athletic and healthy, and I wasn't even in horrible shape or anything. It's just the amount of tension that I had, and the fact that I probably wasn't hydrated and I probably didn't stretch led to that. And it put me basically out of commission on the couch for like 3 days after that. Very discouraging, and was also another reason why I didn't exercise very much, or at least exercise aggressively. So back pain was a huge issue for me. Now there's some other things, like we highlighted the chest, the back, right? The arms, the legs, those are the most common known areas. If you're dealing with headaches due to your anxiety, there's a very good chance that tension is actually causing those headaches. They're called anxiety tension headaches, right? Most people describe it as a band being around their head. So yes, you can have muscle tension in and around your head that can lead to these symptoms. And I know many of you struggle with the headache thing. I had it on and off. Luckily, I didn't have like chronic headaches. I know some of you are dealing with them 24/7. If you have a history of headaches or tension headaches or migraines, obviously anxiety can intensify that. So if you're dealing with that, muscle tension can lead to that. Of course, when I had headaches, I had health anxiety. I'd assume brain tumor, brain cancer, stroke, aneurysm, all those horrible freaking things. I would assume that every single time whenever it was just really tension. Okay, so you can experience that. Something else, guys, is globus hystericus, all right? You can have that lump in the throat feeling. It's actually caused by tension. Now, if you were to go to the doctor and they went down there and checked everything out, they tell you, look, there's nothing down there, but you, on the other hand, even small amounts of tension, you're feeling it even more because you're hypersensitive and hyper aware to it. It feels like somebody shoved a bunch of crap down your throat, and it's like you're almost choking, all right? So the globus hystericus / lump in the throat feeling, tension can cause that, all right? It can cause digestive issues. Tension down here can do that. It can worsen acid reflux. It can force that upward. Difficulty breathing. A lot of people just think of difficulty breathing being a heart attack or something's wrong with their lungs, or panic attacks and everything. But tension can lead to that as well. Sure, if you're in fight or flight, your breathing is going to go up, your respiration goes up, heart rate, you're trying to get blood to other parts of your body to help you fight or get away. So everything kind of speeds up. You breathe more shallow, more rapid, although you are getting the appropriate amounts of oxygen to be perfectly normal. You just feel uncomfortable because you're not breathing at a normal rate, all right? But another thing that can lead to this is just the restriction in your breathing and chest cavity and your diaphragm. Everything is tight there as well, so it can lead to some of that more rapid, shallow breathing. Can make you feel like you're suffocating. So tension can lead to that as well. Tension can lead to so many freaking things that we don't even realize. So hopefully I gave you some good examples on how widespread this can be. Of course, you can feel tension down to your fingers, your toes. You can feel it in and around your eyes, especially when you have the tension headaches, but you can feel the pain behind your eyes. I felt it everywhere, guys. So it's pretty widespread, especially whenever your anxiety gets to that next level. So as far as tips, guys, you know me, I'm always going to start with you identifying your root causes, looking into your past. It doesn't have to be what just first initially triggered your anxiety. If that was the case, and I just probably would still be dealing with anxiety and just keep on blaming it on me having too much alcohol for a couple of days in a row. But this was building before that. There was a lot of things in my life that weren't right. Anxiety is a sign that we need to grow, so I needed to identify those things so I could start working on them. Also, guys, with the tension, you got to change the way that you respond to it. Sure, it can come in slow and last for a long time, even when you're doing the right things. You have to be prepared to continue to do the right things with plan, with strategy, with consistency, with patience, with everything that you do, your routine, even though you're having the tension. And I know that's hard, but that's just something that you're going to have to do. So guys, you got to start showing your subconscious that there's no reason to give you the tension. So you have the tension because you're either in fight or flight or survival mode, or even just slightly anxious can lead to a significant amount of tension. Your subconscious is obviously scared, either at a 1 or 2 or all the way at a 10 when you're having a panic attack. You got to let it know that there's nothing to be afraid of. So if you respond to tension like, oh my God, this sucks, oh, this hurts, you're just confirming your fears to your subconscious. Therefore, the symptom's going to continue. So you have to get the trust from your subconscious. The way you do that is every single time the symptoms appear, quickly you become proactive. What is that for you? Everybody's different. For me, that's cold showers, that's working out, that's challenging my symptoms to actually get worse. Maybe it's stretching, maybe it's breathing techniques, mindfulness, whatever you got to do, whatever works best for you. You got to do it within a few seconds of noticing the symptom, all right? Show your subconscious, hey, there's no reason for you to keep tensing me up like that. There's no reason. The problem is that we've done it the opposite way, and the tension has gotten such a hold on us, it's going to take even more action before it starts to release things up and loosen up a little bit, if that makes sense. Talked about stretching. If you're going to exercise, or if you're just going to get out of bed every day, be sure to do a few minutes of stretching. Stretch those tense muscles out so you don't have any injuries. Again, especially before the exercise thing. I talked about the jump rope incident. I don't want that to happen to you, all right? Hydration, stay hydrated, get your electrolytes. Start doing that right when you wake up. Your muscles need that. Try to do some exercise every day. If you have the really intense chronic tension, maybe that's just walking and stuff starting out, and then you want to increase on that. But your muscles need that exercise. If you don't do any exercise, you don't move around a lot, they're going to stay stiff, okay? And they're going to stay tense. So hydration, stretching, and then exercise. PMR, progressive muscle relaxation exercises. You can find these guided videos on YouTube. Just type in guided PMR, okay? It's just a practice where you basically, for 10, 15 minutes, some of them are longer, some of them are shorter, you tense your muscles, either all at once or isolated muscles. My favorite are the isolated ones, like your biceps and your triceps, then your neck, and then your back, and then your right leg, your left leg, and you really tense it up, and then you do diaphragmatic breathing. You release the tension that way. So if you can do that a couple times a day, that can help out as well. There's some people that take really, really hot baths. That helps them. For me, cold showers helped me with my muscle tension. It shocked my system. It made me not really have a fearful response to them. I was just more concerned about how cold the water was. So now that my focus was off of those symptoms, they started to fade. So that really worked for me. It actually works for a lot of my coaching clients. So cold showers or really hot baths, relaxing baths can help you out. If you have the money and funds to get a massage every day, hey, all the power to you. You do that. Do you, okay? I didn't have that, so it was just me asking my ex-girlfriend at the time or a buddy that I'm working with to help me out with the knots in my back, but that's something as well. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. Please hang in there. Guys, if you're interested in recovering from anxiety, which I hope every single one of you are interested in recovery, I know some of you are fine with managing, but if you want to recover 100% like I did, please check out my course, Elite Anxiety Bootcamp. It's going to cover everything step by step, my blueprint. If you haven't given that a chance, please do that today. Stop waiting, all right? Invest in your recovery. Also, I have a coaching program, Love doing that. Very fulfilling. Helping people every single day. Been so busy. That's one of the reasons I haven't been able to put a lot of videos up, is because I've been on the phone all day. So try out my coaching program. There's an email down below. You can send me an email and I'll send you the info on that, and we can get started on a plan personalized for your recovery. But if you're new here, please hit subscribe, hit like if you got some value. And I want you to go down below in the comment section. If you made it this far, first of all, thank you for watching so much of this video. And I want you to put in all caps down below, I will crush anxiety. I will crush anxiety. Okay, thank you for watching the video this far. Please, guys, if you're new, subscribe. I already told you that, but go down in the description. Check out all the other resources. There's online therapy down there. If you've never tried therapy, good opportunity to try that. And all my other social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all those things, I'm active there as well. But I love you guys, and until next time, keep fighting.